Hey there everybody, onurubu here, returning with more the Somnium files. Long break again, get used to it. Maybe not, I don't know. We're doing recap time. We met Ota. What happened last time? Oh yeah, we interrogated Iris, and then we found out that... Oh yeah, we found out Iris sees us as the Cyclops killer or something like that, and she had messed up fucking dreams, and then we just got demolished. I don't know, man. This is just weird. I don't know how to handle this. I forgot about this. It's been a while. Okay, I'm not ready for this. This is important. I was ready to do some like light-hearted investigating. I gotta get into the mood of realizing that different strings of characters and numbers continue to scroll on the monitor. I gotta get into the mood that we're doing some serious stuff with this Cyclops killer stuff. Anything interesting here? Door leads to the sink room. Not so far. I wish there was a way to tell. I opened it up. There's a bunch of Marimos inside. Okay. Nothing so far. Binder? A binder. It's the sink manual. Cool. Long table. A long table.
This brings back memories.
Of what?
Date and I consummated our love for each other many times on that table.
Date, my man. I'm glad. Like, I thought you guys just had this weird would they won't they dynamic going where you joked about it, but you'd never actually done it. But seeing confirmation that you've actually done it, it's pretty good. Good job. Yeah, boss is pretty attractive, man. Good going for you.
I don't remember that at all.
Boss, what did you do to him? Huh? Did you like, I don't know, did you like drug him or something? That's horrible. Why would you do that? Many objects are scattered on the table. This monitor is turned off. Okay. I'll get to the important stuff soon. First, I gotta get through the non-important stuff of seeing if there's any good dialogue in these little items all around. You see, I'd missed that moment. Locker. A locker. What the fuck is that?
Hey, did you hear something just now?
Hmm? It must be in your head.
No, what was that? Apology if you can hear me drinking water. No, but seriously, that's not music-y, is it? You can see the sink machine through the window. Iris is in the sink subject's chair. Alright, who am I talking to? Let's talk to Pewter. He's the one that I think isn't gonna make me progress. Pewter looks like his usual self. The red figure from the sink.
In the Somnium earlier, I saw someone else who might be the criminal. Who was he?
I wouldn't know.
That's it? Okay. That's really it? Bro, you're hiding something.
I don't believe there's any meaningful connection. Between the original and new Cyclops serial killings, I mean.
Really?
Why is that?
The culprit is not the same. I am absolutely certain the original Cyclops killer could not have committed these crimes.
There's a reason why you guys are so
How can you be
certain,
so
and there's
sure?
something to do with Date, and he appeared in the dream.
Because I can. Don't worry about it. Just trust me.
About the original Cyclops killer.
Remember what the boss said this morning. The original Cyclops killer has yet to be brought to justice.
But then how are you so certain it's not
After the investigation
new
got
guy?
going, it was taken over by the government and classified.
Like, I can believe that that's true, just tell me the reason.
That was the last we heard anything about it. Of course, they paid lip service to the idea that the investigation was ongoing.
Like, is it a case where, like, the government's trying out this new way of dealing with criminals where they remove their memories so that they can, like, try and rehabilitate them, and Date is the test subject?
But in reality, it was dropped completely.
Why did the original Cyclops killer appear in Iris' Somnium?
The sinker does not always experience the somnium they expect.
That makes absolute sense. It would be very stupid if you always got the result you wanted.
Dreams are pieced together from memories, even repressed subconscious ones.
I remembered stuff in dreams that I'd forgotten about like 10, 20 years later.
When using
Maybe
the
20
sinker
is an
machine for
exaggeration.
investigation,
Yeah.
we don't always see the memories we expect to see. True, oftentimes the subject will subconsciously want to express their dark secrets and repressed memories.
Sounds messed up for the police force to be doing this kind of shit there.
That is why we see them so often in Somnia, and why those Somnia are so useful for criminal investigation.
Understood. Just blowing past the ethics.
this is not a guarantee. We cannot control the content of our dreams, after all.
Why did the original Cyclops killer appear in Iris' Somnium?
It's like I told you before.
Which is?
Dreams are pieced together from memories, even repressed subconscious ones. This can be expressed as an equation. Dream D equals memory A plus memory B plus memory C.
This guy loves. The creator of the Zero Escape games and this game, he loves his pointless fucking formulas. This makes no sense. Like, okay, no, when I say no sense, it makes sense. It makes sense. I'm not saying it actually makes no sense. This is completely unnecessary. When you say dreams are made up of memories, I understand what that means. You don't need to give me a mathematical equation. No.
This, of course, means that Dream D is a fictional event. However, the same cannot necessarily be said about memory A, B, and C. Those happened in reality. In other words, fiction is built from combinations of reality.
Understood. Makes sense.
So what I saw in Somnium earlier.
Yes. I believe Iris actually witnessed those events.
It's how she witnessed them which is the important thing. Like, what's with the TVs everywhere? Are all memories real?
Pewter, you said that memories happen in reality, right?
This is the plot of Inception, if I remember it. Just trying to convince somebody that something they believe is real, and they said that that is way more difficult than deleting a memory,
But what about
implanting a
false
memory.
memories? How do we know if the memory really happened?
Even false memories are built from the pieces of real ones. If you disassemble those pieces, you will find real events.
That's an interesting theory.
What about things you see in movies or television?
The events might be fictional, but the experience is not. Our imaginations are limited to what we have seen. We cannot invent something whole cloth.
Very. I don't know. I don't know if human creativity is that limited. Maybe it is. I don't know. Boss. Are we just not gonna acknowledge that he looked like me? Boss had a serious look on her face. The blue figure from the sink.
Help me understand this. What I saw during the sink earlier, that was the scene of the original Cyclops serial killings, right?
Yeah,
So the person doing the killing was the original Cyclops killer.
right.
Did you see him? He was...
I saw your face.
Thank you! Thank you for bringing it up.
The original Cyclops killer was...
Was what? Are you gonna say it?
It can't be. That's
Are
impossible.
you gonna say it?
Date, you have no memories
Oh.
past 6 years ago.
Date.
Date, you cannot say that for certain.
Okay. I was saying that we could be the killer.
So perhaps, Mr. Date, you are the killer. You're missing your left eye, so you steal them from others.
I'm kidding.
This isn't the time nor place, nor do I believe
You
you.
can't be the Cyclops killer.
Why?
Really?
Of course not.
Why?
Do you think I would hire a serial killer? You interrogated Iris before the sink. What you saw in the Somnium was just a manifestation of the fear you put in her.
Really? Okay, but that's believable, honestly. Yeah. Actually, that's believable. I don't trust you. I don't trust you. I still don't trust you. But I can understand it. I can kind of believe it. I can't believe it. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just gonna move on.
Didn't I tell you? The entire case is a state secret. No matter how many times you ask, I won't tell you anything.
The Cyclops killer appeared 6 years ago. I lost my memory 6 years ago. There has to be some kind of connection.
It doesn't have to be, but I think there is.
There isn't. It's a coincidence.
The eye, the time frame, us missing an eye. Oh, none of this. Iris, I don't know, man. You're asking me to
Really?
trust a lot in
Really?
you. You're claiming we had sex when we didn't? Like, that's...
You can't dream of something you know nothing about.
That means Iris must know about the killings.
6 years ago, Iris was 12.
Did she witness the crime at age 12?
Why did she witness it? Like, look, maybe I'm reading too much into it by thinking that the one victim looks like her mother. Maybe I'm just... Let me take a look. Persons... What's her name? I keep forgetting this lady's name. Is it Mayumi? No. Fuck. What's this lady's name? I keep forgetting this lady's name. I think she's earlier. Yeah, she's definitely earlier, but I've committed. It's fine. We're going. I got to... You see, I got to see the receptionist again. I'm happy. Ah, Hitomi. That's her name. I remembered. I just needed to slow down for a second. 18. I think maybe I'm overthinking by thinking that the one lady looks too much like Iris's mom. Maybe it's just maybe I'm just wrong, but I don't know, man. I don't know. It's kinda something, you know.
One, but all four?
All four. SurprAIse for me. I keep pressing that button accidentally. I didn't learn anything from speaking with Boss and Pewter. If anything, the mystery only grew deeper. Pewter shook me from my
Dante,
thoughts.
it looks like Iris is about to wake up.
Oh, that's why we just left her alone. I was wondering. I headed to the sink room. Well, Iris, you better tell us what connection you have to the Cyclops
Iris,
killings.
about that dream earlier.
Dream? What dream?
There is no point in asking her, Date. The subject of a sink does not experience somnium in the way that you do. They will not remember it.
What is this song? It's very discordant. I like it.
Then what about the Cyclops killer from 6 years ago?
Yeah, I think I'm just looking too far, and I think I'm overthinking it. She's not that similar. Yeah, wearing different clothes, and you know, in anime, they always wear the same clothes.
Cyclops killer? I remember hearing it on the news. But I was just a little girl. I don't remember anything specific.
Are you repressing your memories because of... Okay, that makes it sound like you're doing it on purpose. Are your memories repressed because of trauma or something?
You don't?
No.
What about the scene of the murder?
What about the scene of the murder?
I don't know.
But you saw it in your dream.
I've never been there.
But
Dreams are pieced together from memories, even repressed subconscious ones.
You can't dream of something you know nothing about.
Huh. This is very interesting. Did you just like write Cyclops killer fanfiction or something? Maybe you thought about the killings a lot, but you weren't actually there. Is it gonna be... when I say is it gonna be something like that, I don't believe any of this shit I'm saying. It's just the first idea that came to my head.
Date, could you take Iris home?
huh?
We do not have enough evidence to hold her. Even in Somnium, we couldn't find anything. The law demands that we release her.
Good. Let her go.
You cannot decline, Date.
You can't. Like... I'm playing this game because it's interesting and it seems really good so far. But the ethics of this police department, as all police departments, are very questionable.
Date, could we make a stop first?
Where? What do you want to do?
Sure. Where?
Marble. It's a bar in Golden Yokocho.
Okay.
You know about that place?
Yeah, Mr. Okiura took me before.
Yeah, what do you want to do there?
Why do you want to go there?
There's something I want to talk about.
With us? With Mama?
We can't talk here?
It might take a while.
Okay. Okay,
What do you think?
Oof, I hope it's something interesting. Like, I think it's gonna be interesting no matter what, but I mean, I hope it's something related to the killers.
There's no reason to refuse. Besides, there's a lot I want to ask her, too. Alright, sure.
Iris nodded and pulled out her phone. Is she sending a now message to someone? Is she gonna, like, ask Ota to come and assault us or drug us or something? I was curious, but I didn't want to pry. I turned the wheel and drove to Marble. I think she's planning something. I think she's gonna do something devious. I think she's gonna do something that's gonna make her look very guilty and bad. Marble. Sunday, 9:41 p.m. When we walked in, I didn't see Mama anywhere. Ota, yep. Now what are they gonna do to me, huh?
Tessa!
That is a genuine look of happiness. Maybe he's had the sprite before, but like, that is elation on that face. That man is, I believe that every time he sees Iris, he is the happiest anybody has ever been on Earth.
Oh, Ota.
She seems surprised. Is she acting surprised or is she like genuinely surprised? I don't know. Well, let's take a look around. The sofa. There's a table in front of the sofa. It's a menu. It has writing on the back. Cool. Special or it's on the chalkboard. A hanger on the wall. A flyer. Cool. Anything new? Or am I wasting my time? There's a poster on the wall. No, not even a film title. A stool. Come on, man. Every time I've checked the place in this game, bottles not lined up on the counter. Every time I've checked the place on this area, they've always had some new dialogue to look at. There's a TV on the wall. Is this the first time it's gonna happen with no dialogue? A painting of Saint Sebastian. The bar counter. There's music playing over the radio. A refrigerator. Nothing. There's nothing. This is just making this... If there's nothing new, like substantial, I wish the game just kept track of the green. This is my only criticism of this game. I want to experience the fun, new, like interesting dialogue, but I don't want to have to ruin the pacing and click over. Maybe I just need to stop worrying about ruining the pacing and just do it. Ota, what's up, man? It looks like he's bothered by something. Where's Mama?
Oh, she left a little while ago. She said something about going to help an acquaintance. She told me to watch the place until she got back.
Okay.
How well do you know Mama?
Not at all.
This is your first time meeting?
It's my first time here.
She just trusts you, okay. I wasn't particularly surprised. Mama always depended on the kindness of strangers ever since she opened Marble. Pretty admirable. Never thought I'd run into you here.
I was nihiling with Tessa earlier.
Nihiling.
She said she was going to Marble, so I got here just before you did.
Cool.
Look, I was really worried about her.
So you were just talking with them, but you didn't arrange to meet. That's why you were surprised. Or that you guys are actually planning something, and then
She was
just
about to be charged with a serious crime.
and making me lower my guard. And the more I say this, the more I realize I'm sounding more like a cop. I need to calm down. Isn't your phone broken?
No, this is my new one.
Okay.
You're thinking of the one I dropped in that puddle.
Bro, it's been like a day. How am I meant to know you got a new phone? You're acting as if I hang out with you. What was that thing about?
This actually works out nicely. I want to ask you something, Ota. It's about a Nile message you sent Iris. You said you wouldn't tell anyone about that thing. That you'd stay quiet no matter what. What were you talking about?
You think he's gonna tell you? He just told. He just said he's not gonna
Well,
say. That would defeat the whole purpose.
I'll tell her about the two-witter thing. I swear I'll do it.
Geez, fine. Just don't tell anyone else, okay?
Bro, she's right there. Are you sure you're gonna betray her She's looking at you betraying her trust right now.
But before I tell you, who's that?
Who's what?
What?
At the door. Someone's standing outside.
That's scary. I never got to talk to Iris. Yup! I knew it! Bruh! I knew they were planning something. Ah! Why did Iris look so evil? They won't come at us. When I woke up, I was lying on a sofa. Okay, so I'm not in some warehouse, like, tied up like a hog or something.
Where am I?
On the sofa, you just said. My head was killing me and my memory was foggy. Felt a sudden pain in my neck. I shot up, wrapping my neck. When I looked over the counter, I saw a monster. Bruh. Don't talk about Mama like that. Took me a few seconds before I realized it was just Mama.
It looks like you're awake now.
As Mama spoke to me, it all came rushing back. I remembered everything. Alright, I'm not wasting... I'll look at some things. Nope, okay. You've got 3 chances to show me something interesting before I give up. 3 chances. What else am I looking at? I'll look at TV. TV, nope. Shelves. Cool, you're done. Mama. Mama is polishing the dried bonito. What time is it?
It'll be 3 o'clock soon. In the morning, of course.
Why didn't you wake me up?
I tried. You wouldn't budge. I thought you were passed out drunk, so I left you like that.
But I didn't have a glass in front of me, right?
So you weren't drunk?
No, we were tased, bro.
Didn't have a single drop.
Oh, I thought you were drinking straight out of the bottle.
Why?
Just like the old days.
Oh, I see. Do we have a bottle there? I can't tell. I can't look down. Okay. Where's Ota?
Ota? The boy I asked to watch the bar?
I'd say he's too old to be called a boy, but yeah.
He was already gone when I came back.
Maybe age-wise he's too old. Also, I punched my mic, sorry. Maybe age-wise he's too, quote, too old, but he is a boy. Look at that. He looks like he's 12.
All I saw was you getting your beauty sleep on the floor.
Damn it, Ota. What are you thinking?
I don't think he's thinking. I think he's following.
It appears that he took off with Iris.
I don't think he's the one in charge of this interaction.
What were you doing during all this?
My power was shut down due to the stun gun. I have rebooted in safe mode and am now operational.
Nice. You're in safe mode? Does that mean you're in 640 by 480? Hello. Who's calling me?
Date, the boss is
Why is she calling me at 3 a.m.?
Oh, how am I gonna report this one?
Date, listen. Stay calm, but this is an emergency.
Okay. This is... Okay. This is unexpected. What's happening?
Just now, the killer...
Yes? Is Iris dead?
Well, just watch the video. I sent the address to Iba.
Oh.
Iris. No, that's...
Oh God! Jesus Christ.
The criminal is streaming this live.
Iva, the source.
Ah. Oh. Okay, so holy shit, she's lost her eye already. If you can trust that video. This just makes fucking Ota look so suspicious. This music, on the other hand, is really good. It just sounds like... It sounds like a mixture of Metal Gear Solid 2 and Metal Gear Solid 1 soundtracks. That's literally the only way I can describe it. Jesus, I was not expecting to see that. Oh my god.
The Okiura Fishery Cold Storage Warehouse, Koto District.
Okiura Fishery, huh? Okiura.
Okiura?
Date, focus. We need to get to the site, now.
Yep, let's go, quick. I thanked Mama and ran out of marble. Go, 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 go. We need to save this girl's life. Oh, Ota, what did you do? Are you the... Is Ota the killer?
What's our ETA?
Can we trust what we're seeing?
Our destination is far from here. 20 minutes at the fastest.
Jesus.
Please, please let me make it in time. That sick bastard.
Oh my god. The guy's in a fucking polar bear costume. That's so fucking creepy. Holy shit.
Tessa!
Okay.
Hold on! I'll save you!
Okay. Is Ota saying this? Well, maybe we'll be answered, but is he saying this to try and remove suspicion from himself? Or is he saying this Genuinely. Let's see what happens.
Ota!
Are we gonna see Ota get murdered live?
Stay away from Tessa!
I don't trust what I'm seeing. He's never on screen with the bad guy at the same time. I don't trust what I'm seeing. Kept my foot to the gas the whole time. I could feel the sweat on my palms. The engine raised a high-pitched scream, and I could barely hear it. My heartbeat was pounding in my ears, shaking me to the core. How much time had passed? The feeling of time itself had disappeared. Eventually the car reached a long bridge. Shortly after, the image changed. Oof. No, not this guy again.
No, it can't be. No.
Is Ota dead?
Stop!
Seek a way out. I can't seek a way out of this nonsense. Oh, fuck. Jesus, dude. This is fucking horrible. Holy shit.
No!
Oof. Okay, so let's think. All of the murders were committed in areas that were important to Iris. Not Iris, what the fuck am I saying? That's a complete lie. The first one wasn't. Okay, now ignore that part. The second murder was committed in a bar owned by sorry, ignore what I said. Sorry. Let me restart this whole sentence. All of the murders are committed in a place important or related to Mizuki and Mizuki's family. First place was in Mizuki's childhood favorite place. Second place was in Mizuki's dad's bar. And third place in, I don't know, Mizuki's dad's fishery. All of those were related to Mizuki, right? And I don't know, therefore, what connection does Iris have with Mizuki and the Okuras? I don't know. Oof, this is insane. I am in shock. I am not calm right now. The reason I am appearing calm is because I haven't processed what's happened. Huh? Since when did this happen? So he killed her and then killed himself? Ota! Where are you? Huh?
Ota.
Yeah. Oh god. Why? Like, but why though? Were you attacked and killed, or were you killed by the guy and put in the costume? We never saw him and the bad guy in the same frame.
There you are. Finally. I was looking all over for you.
Don't be so cheery with me, girl. Like, this isn't a good time to try and be light, honestly.
It's rare to see you down like this.
It's understandable though,
But
right?
it's understandable.
Exactly what I said.
You blame yourself for this, don't you?
He was attacked!
Beating yourself up about taking Iris to Marble. And about letting Ota get the upper hand on you. Am I right?
If he is, I can understand it, again. But he shouldn't. Easy for me to say.
Shall I tell you what Investigation HQ thinks?
What do they think?
Ota Matsushita is a criminal stalker who committed murder-suicide.
I don't think so.
Ota had a selfish love for Iris.
I don't think so. I don't believe this. Ota was a bit of, like, a little starstruck. He was a little pathetic, but their relationship wasn't as simple as that. They seemed to have a genuine friendship.
He was under the delusion that Iris loved him too.
I don't get it. Look, I don't like Ota for different reasons. I never got that impression. I genuinely thought that, I don't know. I genuinely thought that he realized his, like, affection was kind of one-sided. Maybe he was trying to win her affection, but he never seemed that delusional to me. Maybe he was hiding it, but
Iris refused. Ota.
I don't believe this.
So Ota decided that he and Iris should be together in the afterlife. Killed her, then killed himself.
That sounds awful. I don't believe that at all. I wonder what happens if you skip the videos. Is it just for, like, going through the timelines again? Yeah, it's probably that.
That's ridiculous. Ota would never kill Iris.
Yeah, I heavily doubt that story.
And how do you explain the other two murders?
They're unconnected? Maybe?
Iris's left eye was hollowed out.
Maybe that part is unconnected.
Just like Renju and Shoko.
And it was done at the Okura fishery.
Those 3 murders were definitely executed by the same person.
Were they? I believe they were. Like, Date, don't get me wrong. I believe that they were executed by the same person. But, can you say that definitively?
The new Cyclops killer. There's no way that's Ota. Too many pieces don't fit. Too many contradictions. Like killing Iris.
Such as?
Yeah, it really doesn't. Alright. Boss is sitting in front of me. Ota's behavior during the video.
Stay away from Tessa!
Ota showed himself on the stream. If he was gonna kill Iris and then himself, why would he do that? The only reason you would show yourself like that is to prove that you weren't the culprit.
That is if you're intentionally showing himself.
Ota and the polar bear on the screen at the same time would prove that they're not the same person.
Yeah, when they're on screen at the same time.
That behavior would be totally unnecessary if he was gonna commit suicide anyway.
Well, maybe he wasn't planning on dying at first.
But after he did it, he regretted
After
it?
he killed Iris, he realized that he couldn't live with himself.
Then your whole justification is flawed. Did you do it out of anger? What are you talking about?
So he lies down on the workbench and turns on the ice cutting machine himself? I don't buy it.
What about the polar bear costume, huh?
The culprit was wearing a polar bear costume, probably to hide their identity. But if murder-suicide was the plan, the costume served no purpose.
Maybe he wasn't planning on committing suicide. Ah, fuck off. Ota had no incentive to kill Renju.
Maybe he was thinking like this. The reason Iris and I can't be together is because her agency prohibits it.
So you have to destroy her livelihood.
Making
Genius.
the president, Renju, the ultimate bad guy in his mind.
As I said, Ota is many things. I don't think he's an idiot. I don't think he's delusional. He's a little delusional. Let me ignore that part. I don't think he did this.
Mizuki is Ota's close friend. Do you really think Ota would kill his friend's father?
If he's crazy enough, yes. Like, most murders are committed between and on people who know each other closely. Ota had no incentive to kill Shoko either. Like,
Shoko
this
was
one's more
married
weird.
to Renju. Maybe he was trying to get at Renju by killing her.
First,
That's a stretch.
that's a stretch. As he said, yeah.
They've been divorced for years.
They have been divorced for years. I'm just repeating his points.
Ota knows all about it. He wouldn't use Shoko to get to Renju.
I know I'm repeating all his points, but it's true. This is bullshit. Boss, you know it,
There
right?
are some additional discrepancies. I analyzed the investigation report.
Yes?
Judging by his wound, Ota was stabbed in the side by a kitchen knife or something similar.
Are you sure?
I am.
told boss what Iba found.
Oh, I know that.
Okay, why didn't you bring it up?
Ota could have stabbed himself.
Are you just playing devil's advocate? If you are, that's fine. I'm glad. So, like, that's how I think. I usually, when I need to think about a topic in detail, I like will adopt a point of view that I disagree with, and then one by one shoot down all the points and realize why I agreed in the other point to begin with.
Maybe he thought it would be a fatal wound, but when it didn't work, he went for the ice cutting machine.
Then, shouldn't we have recovered the kitchen knife from the scene?
Maybe he threw it in the ocean.
Maybe. Perhaps you need to find a new conjunction.
Boss, come on. Ota goes out to the water, stabs himself in the gut, throws the knife over the side, then walks back to the warehouse?
Do you believe this, boss?
Well, I wasn't being serious.
About?
I didn't think Ota was the culprit from the beginning.
Okay, I'm glad. This makes boss more relatable to me. She thinks like I do. She debates in her own mind like I do.
I was just playing devil's advocate for HQ.
Yeah, cool. I play devil's advocate all the time with my important stuff. Like, if I really want to make sure, I don't do it for like HQ or whatever those kinds of things. I just do it if I really want to make sure for myself that I think a certain course of action is the best to do. I will go through the list and I will put forward every single point. Why am I getting notifications? Oh god. As I was saying, I'll go through every point of the list and I'll just see why I disagree with it or if I can disprove it.
Really?
Yes, really.
Okay, maybe I'm trusting boss too quick. Date seems to have his doubts about whether boss is telling the truth about playing devil's advocate.
Anyway, Ota didn't kill anyone, and he didn't kill himself. Here's what I think happened.
What happened?
Stay away from Tessa!
He had a fight with the...
Ota knew Iris was kidnapped, so he rushed onto the scene.
Okay, but how did he know? Where did they go? Where did they get separated?
That's when he saw the culprit wearing the polar bear costume. He tried to fight him off, but ended up being stabbed in the side.
Why are we seeing the hook, bro?
He was weakened and losing blood at the culprit's mercy. The culprit forced him into the costume, then under the ice cutting machine.
And he killed him.
And then...
Then, who is the culprit?
We don't know.
I wish I knew.
We're up to 4 victims. But Ota was a special circumstance. He wasn't specifically targeted by the culprit.
He wasn't part of his ritualistic killing, yeah.
Right. And he was the only one to not have his eye pulled out.
Because he wasn't part of the ritual. He was circumstance.
So let's focus on the 3 other victims.
Oh, it's getting sidelined. All right.
Shoko, Renju, and Iris. What connects these 3?
I mean, there's a linear line connecting them, but not connecting 2 of them.
Connections.
If you find a connection between the victims, you find a connection to the culprit. That's the theory of investigation, right?
That's assuming that the culprit is killing out of reasons to do with, like, rationality and not out of reasons to do with aesthetics. Like, I think rationality is involved here. I think there is a connection between these people that's gonna explain it, but, like, a person could be doing killings that's all like, oh, I like killing men with brown hair, you know?
You think the new Cyclops killer is related to them somehow?
Maybe.
Maybe not. But it's a good starting
I think it
point.
depends, bros. Desk in the middle of the room. Alright. Ota's mother.
Mayumi had motive for killing Iris and Renju.
She did?
Mayumi hated Iris, and she didn't think well of Lemniscate either.
You think she did it?
Since Renju is the president. Anyway, the weak point is Renju's ex-wife, Shoko. I can't imagine why Mayumi would kill her. Above all else, she would never harm her only son, let alone kill him.
Yeah, doesn't make a lot of sense. Moma Kumakura.
Renju and Shoko were connected to the Kumakuras, but there's no connection to Iris.
Yeah.
Hitomi and Renju are definitely linked. They were high school classmates, and she did say that she met Shoko twice. But I can't imagine she would kill Iris in such a gruesome way. No matter what the circumstances were, it seems impossible to me. Renju, Shoko, and So. There is a connection between Renju and Shoko through the Kumakuras. But again, I can't see any clear link to Iris.
There's only one person that fits the description. Oh.
Mizuki has the strongest
There's two
connections
people
with
that
all
fits the
three
connection. The connections.
Shoko and Renju were her parents, and she was close friends with Iris. She was good friends with Ota too. But that's why I could never believe Mizuki would kill all four of them.
Also, she's way too small.
Thinking of her as a suspect is ridiculous.
She's just small. She wouldn't fit in that polar bear costume. She couldn't see anything.
I know Renju and Shoko, and I'm connected to Iris, but I have an alibi.
Yeah.
Aside from Shoko, there's no way I could have killed any of them. No. Now that I think about it, Shoko too. I don't remember killing her. My memories from 6 years ago are missing, but I still have my memory of recent events.
That's only if we can actually trust those memories.
And if I start doubting myself now...
Date, I can say without a doubt that there is zero possibility you are the new Cyclops
They
killer.
always phrase it in this way that is so suspicious. Like, it's always this exact sentence that is so suspicious. I can't just, like, sit back and, like, assume it's nothing, you know? They're always just like, you can't just say, Date, you would never do that. I mean, that's an appeal to emotion. No, they can't ever just say, like, Date, you're not the killer, or we don't think you're the killer, or we know you're not the killer, you've got alibis. They always say, there is no chance you are the new Cyclops killer. You know, like, it makes one think is all I'm saying. It makes one think. So, let's just assume that for a moment, let's assume that they are right and we are not connected. We are not the new Cyclops killer. Let's assume that's true. Who is it? Is it a character we've never met before?
I have been working with you for years. I know better than anyone that you are innocent.
I trust
thought it
Iva
over,
more than I
boss.
trust myself, honestly, because she watches me 24/7.
Of the people I
Basically.
know, I can't peg any of them as the murderer.
It's you!
And no leads to pursue?
No.
Then there's only one thing you can do.
Which is?
Continue your investigation.
But are we just gonna accept the verdict of the
Do
HQ?
whatever it takes to get the culprit.
The HQ, huh?
To get justice for the victims.
You're right. Got it, boss.
Oh! Are we finally done with, like, the prologue? Oh, damn, okay, I wasn't ready for this. I thought we were done with the prologue ages ago. When I mean the prologue, I don't mean what they say is the prologue. I mean, like, the moment where the gameplay restrictions are lifted and I can do whatever I want to. Okay, well, Matsushita Diner, Date Residence, Sagan Residence, Marble. Obviously, I really want to go here. Maybe the order I go will end up causing me to miss some stuff, but obviously I really want to go here. But the place I actually most want to go is here. This is where I'm going. Because I am Monday. No time, huh? I am very curious about the condition of Ota's mother. Stepped inside, I thought it was empty, but I saw a shadow in the corner of my eye. It was Mayumi. It was like watching a decaying old tree cling pathetically to the earth. Jesus, don't talk about her like that, man. A lucky cat statue. Alright. She's looking at the photographs in her hand. Sorry to interrupt. About Ota. Do you want to talk about it?
This is your fault.
Is she talking to me? Or is she having an outburst? Or is she talking about Iris?
I heard from the police because you didn't take care of Iris. My boy Ota got involved.
Excuse me? I'm not angry at you. When I say excuse me, sorry, I'm not excuse meing you. I'm excusing meing what the police said about me. Because they can go fuck themselves. You're a mother in grief. I'm not taking any of what you say currently at face value.
Date, I looked into the investigation report. Mayumi confirmed Ota's body early this morning.
I see.
I'm sorry. I want to be alone right now.
Perfectly understandable. I only came here out of interest as a person playing a video game.
Did you not hear me? I said leave!
Date, let's go.
Yeah, that's
She
the
is
right.
in no state to talk.
Yeah, you're right.
That's the right idea. Okay. Well, that was a mistake, but we're going. Cold storage. Don't beep at me. Oof, this game ramped up its intensity very, very, very quickly. Stepped into the cold storage warehouse. The air conditioner wasn't running, but it was still cold. It looks fucking cold, dude. Temperature hadn't raised much at all. The cold air sunk into my skin, but the center of my body was burning hot. Alright. Police officer, any progress on the investigation?
I checked this place point by point, but didn't find nothing.
Alright. Well, Kagami, any clues?
No, nothing so far.
The inspector is doing his duties as usual.
There are only a few items on the shelf.
Is this warehouse not in use?
There's nothing particularly suspicious. Bottom box on the shelf, it's empty. There's a cardboard box on the floor, there's nothing in it. A forklift, I don't see anything special about it. Is this Oda's blood? Maybe.
A video camera and laptop. This is what the criminal used to stream.
Wait, where's this thing plugged in, huh?
All of these items have been bought from pawn shops and thrift stores. It would be difficult to determine a suspect from them. I have logged into the Wi-Fi in this warehouse. Okiura Fishery Co., Ltd. is listed as the owner.
And who's the owner of Okiura Fishery Co., Ltd?
However, I found the password written directly on the router. Anyone who saw it could have used it.
Amazing.
I have done some research. As the name suggests, the company is owned by the Okiuras. The same Okiuras we know. Renju's father created the company.
Another connection to Renju.
No, actually. Currently, Okiura Fishery has nothing to do with Renju.
It's just name.
The company has been managed by office representatives for the past 17 years after Renju's father died.
Okay. So, let me see. So it's under his name and it's his father's company, but he doesn't own it and has nothing professional to do with it. But it's still connected to him, so to a serial killer, would that matter?
Renju holds no shares and is not involved in the management. In short, Renju did not inherit the company from his father, and it was instead given to other persons.
Alright, I mean, happens.
But it can't be a coincidence.
It can't be. I don't think it's a
It
coincidence.
certainly is suspicious.
I don't think the fact that he owns it would matter that much, though. A video camera and laptop used for the stream. Shelves with boxes. Shelves packed with cardboard boxes. I don't see any clues here. An oil drum. Unlikely to be a clue. A hook is hanging from the ceiling crane. Forklift
This
A.
forklift is old. It does not appear to be functional. It has not been moved in some time.
A forklift. The tire and floor covered with a layer of ice. Okay. Workbench.
Right here. Iris and Ota were.
I am sure you are already aware of Ota's time of death.
Just before I arrived. About 3:30 in the morning.
And the cause of death.
Stab wound or the saw?
Right, about that. Ota had a stab wound from a kitchen knife in his side.
Correct.
What was the exact cause of death? Was it the knife wound or...
I cannot determine that. I can conclude that the knife wound was at least close to being fatal.
Close to being fatal. Let me think. If you've already stabbed the guy, why do you need to put him under the saw? You weren't live streaming then, were you? I don't think the live stream was still going. The live stream was ended. Why do you put him under the saw? Is it to mess up the body as well as the costume so that evidence can't be traced back to you, or are you just causing mayhem in general? Are you just a sicko who, I mean, you're already killing people and like filming it. Are you a sicko who likes it so much that like, even if like the film's not being made anymore, you're like, I'll do it for myself?
Even if Ota was still alive on the workbench, he was certainly on the verge of death. If he weren't already extremely weak, we would expect to see more signs of struggle.
Maybe Ota was trying to help Iris jumping at the criminal. That led to a scuffle and Ota ended up with a knife wound in his side. He lost all his power to fight back. He was forcibly put inside the costume and finally cut open by the ice cutting machine.
Why did the culprit put the costume on Ota?
Mess up evidence. He's a like a psycho. I don't believe there's the people don't. It's not real, you know. It's a game. He's just like evil and loves killing people and loves seeing bloodshed. I don't know. Maybe he's just funny and he's doing it as a bit. Iris and Ota was sliced in two by this ice cutting machine. Iris and Ota.
Iris's estimated time of death and cause of death have been confirmed. The video was not a recording. It was a live stream, filmed in real time.
Which means Iris's time of death is 3:20 a.m.
We were 10 minutes too late, huh?
Iris also had her left eye removed.
Yeah.
And like Renju and Shoko, Iris's left eyeball has not been recovered. Date, we should get moving.
Where are we going?
Officers from the local jurisdiction are checking the warehouse thoroughly. We will not find anything of importance here.
Yeah, you're right.
You can ask CSI to inform you if they find anything.
All right.
Ice cutting machine. Iris and Ota's bodies are on the autopsy. The bodies aren't here anymore. Right here, Iris and Ota were. An evidence marker. It's a little marker put up to track evidence at the scene. Iris and Ota's blood mixed together. Let me know if you find anything. I let them know and then left the warehouse. This also looks like Metal Gear Solid 2. When I left the warehouse, I saw Pewter. What is he doing here? What is he doing here? He walked up to me while I was trying to work it out.
Date, I have to talk to you about something.
Oh, is your Tota? Or you can't just hit me with Tota. Okay, is your conscience getting the better of you? You here to spill the beans about me being the original Cyclops killer or something?
Huh?
About the original Cyclops serial killer.
Oh, yes! Please, tell me. I was gonna end the recording if it put me back to the map screen, but I'll keep going.
Why this all of a sudden?
Because I want you to solve this case, Mr. Date.
Mr. Date. Oh.
I want you to find who did this and bring them to justice.
Why are you so angry about this? Is it just your sense of justice and morality at seeing this happen live and not being able to stop it and it being horrific? Or do you have a personal stake in this?
If I can help you, even a little.
Also, what are the odds that the killer is somebody we haven't met yet? Like, how many people are left? 1. Momo. Who's Momo again? Oh yeah, him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 people left. What are the odds that none of these... What are the odds that... It's 8 out of 28. Like, even if you take it purely mathematically, it's not very likely that we haven't met the killer yet. I'm suspicious of everybody currently. Pewter, you appearing here suddenly... I'd never considered you, but maybe I'm a little suspicious of you as well.
Why didn't you say anything in Abyss?
I'm still suspicious of Date.
The boss was there. I couldn't speak openly in front of her.
Yes, she's very intense about that.
So I decided to meet you here.
All right.
Tell me.
Let's hear it.
Earlier, I told you that I was completely certain the original Cyclops killer couldn't have committed these crimes.
Now, is your next line gonna be, I am actually not certain, or is your next line gonna be, and I can tell you why I'm certain?
I am absolutely certain.
Yes. You don't need to tell me.
Let me explain why. I'll start by telling you the identity of the Cyclops killer.
Kaname Date, is it? Or is it gonna be Iris Sagan? Or is it gonna be Hitomi Sagan? Or is it gonna be Ota Matsushita?
Although, it's more accurate to say killers.
Okay, I didn't see that coming, honestly.
More than one?
In the first series of killings, the culprit had an accomplice.
Iris and Date. Running around, killing random women. I can see Date doing it. He's a bit of a sicko.
One of them was born a murderous psychopath.
Okay, we're engaging in these types of pathologizing. Sure, whatever. That's Date.
The other is Rohan Kumakura.
Oh.
The previous chairman of the Kumakuras.
Really? Him? Him. Huh. Okay. That's believable, honestly.
They each had a role to play.
I didn't expect that.
The murderer committed the homicide, and Rohan removed the eyeball.
He was an expert in torture, I guess, so he knew how to do it. Expert in anatomy. I was gonna end the recording, but this is way too intriguing, and I love the setting, because, again, it reminds me of Metal Gear Solid 2, and I love that game. A hologram berry. I like it so much, I might actually finish it one day. Water of Tokyo Bay. Police officer. A police officer, again. A wooden box. Stacked contain... They're not stacked, though. They're not stacked. Huh? There's an oil drum. Okura Fishery Cold Storage Warehouse. Warehouse is all in a line. A crane. Go. I didn't want to look at this 3 times. But I guess that's what happens when your controller's a bit bad. Okay. Computer looks grimly serious. I guess I've been using this controller for more than 10 years now, huh? Damn, I didn't think about that. This is an old-ass controller. You've done a good job. You've done a good job lasting this long. Anyway. Peter looks grimly serious. Okay. Nice bulge. Who is the murderous psychopath? That's all I want to know.
He was born with a brain dysfunction.
Pathologizing. Look, we're playing as a police officer. We're pathologizing evil. I'm not gonna say I'm the biggest fan of these topics, but let's just keep going.
Due to damage to the posterior pituitary gland, he was unable to properly secrete oxytocin.
Oxytocin is a peptide hormone linked to feelings of love, affection, and trust.
Okay.
It is colloquially referred to as the love hormone. It causes a tranquilizing effect which improves mood and relieves stress. It is normally secreted when the body makes contact with an object of affection, such as an embrace or caress.
I'm sure you know what this implies, but
If you can't secrete oxytocin, you don't experience relief of stress symptoms from interacting with other humans or other living creatures, meaning that you go to extreme measures because you only feel apathy
he was
and anger.
unable to feel love in the way that we do.
This is if you're linking the feeling of love to simply a secretion of oxytocin. This leads to considerations of what is and isn't true like free will. I hope this game improves upon these points and it's not just at face value, or they maybe do it well. I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna withhold my rant for now.
However,
we'll see at the end of the
he
game.
was able to experience a substitute. His brain was wired in such a way that allowed him to feel satisfaction through other means.
Murder.
Due to the unique idiosyncrasies of his brain, he was able to release large amounts of dopamine and endorphins.
Okay, so physical activity and physical sensation.
By performing a certain action.
Killing.
What was it?
Murder.
Dopamine is a hormone linked to the reward system
This
of
is
the brain.
just the plot of Dexter.
The pleasant feeling attained through accomplishment is dopamine. Endorphins are a kind of brain narcotic. They dull pain and create a feeling of happiness.
He got pleasure from killing people?
It's slightly more complicated than that. Killing people was the only way he could get pleasure.
Okay. If you had asked me like a couple years ago, before I knew less about the world, by a couple years I mean like maybe like 5-6 years ago, when I knew less about the world and when I was a bit more immature and just enjoying stuff more in like a more face value type thing, this would have been like cool as hell to me, but nowadays I just think of the real world implications.
He was 12 when he took his first life. That enlightened him to the pleasure of murder, which he would do again and again.
How many times? You're speaking very personally as if you know this person.
That...
Why did it get classified?
I don't know.
The details of the original Cyclops serial killings case have become nebulous over time. Even the official investigation material contains nothing of value. I am unable to draw any conclusions from them.
You really have no idea?
If I did, I would tell you.
About Rohan.
18 years ago, Rohan took a woman's eye.
Okay.
She was already dead. He put his finger into her eye socket and gouged it out.
Oh! Don't like that!
The reason why...
Ah! Don't show me!
He was fascinated by women's eyes.
I am too! I don't do this thing! I don't do this shit. I'm fascinated too. They're beautiful. I don't do this.
Their beauty stimulated his greed and his desire to possess them. He needed to have them. To make them his own.
Yeah, makes sense. He sought wealth after all. They're the same thing.
Driven by this instinctive impulse, he took the woman's eye.
Entitlement. That's all it is.
He acquired a grotesque obsession with the eyes of dead women.
But weren't the original Cyclops killings, weren't the eyes removed before death?
He was very particular about his need that the eye belonged to a deceased woman.
Weren't we told that the eyes were... Oh no, it's the other way around. I'm mixing it up. Never mind.
But
mind.
Being the head of a Yakuza gang, there weren't too many opportunities for him to indulge.
Yeah,
His
not many...
deepest, darkest desire went unfulfilled for years.
Not many women in Yakuza gangs from as far as I can tell. I'm not
He soon met his ideal partner.
I'm not claiming to be an expert.
The aforementioned psychopath. The Cyclops killer would commit the murder, and Rohan would take the eye. Thus, a mutually beneficial relationship was established. This was the origin of the Cyclops serial killers.
Who is the psychopath?
At about the same time, you were assigned to Abyss.
Uh-huh. Summarize for me, please. please tell me who the Cyclops
The
killer
original
is.
Cyclops killer had an accomplice,
Yes.
There were 2 Cyclops killers.
and one of them was the former chairman of the Kumakuras, Rohan Kumakura.
But who is the original?
Rohan committed suicide by jumping to his death 1 year ago.
Guilt? No more eyes, so he couldn't get his... that's probably it. He couldn't get any more eyes, so he couldn't get off.
That means... Pewter, tell me this.
Who is...
One of the original killers is dead, I know that. That means one remains. Who is he?
After his 4th murder, he was arrested by the police.
Is he number... Appendix, I'll look at that at the end of the episode, as I always do. Is he this guy? Is number 89?
They actually picked him up on other charges.
Huh.
But, in any case, he is currently serving a life sentence in Fuchu prison.
Fuchu prison?
Yes.
What's his name?
In prison, he doesn't have a name.
Huh?
He is simply called Number 89.
Okay, so it is him.
Number 89.
So we're not the killer. Are you guys sure about this? Are you lying to me?
I know who killed Shogun Adami.
So, now you know why I said that. That the original Cyclops killer couldn't have committed these
Because
crimes.
we actually arrested him. But why are we pretending like we didn't arrest him?
Because one is dead, and the other
Why are we
is
pretending
behind
like we haven't
bars.
arrested them? What's the whole point behind
Neither
this
of them
thing?
had the opportunity.
I don't know. Things are weird. Where are we going? Oh, I get to pick. Alright, we're going to 0, 1, not... We're going to 1, 2, or 3. We're going to 1. Let's go to our house. Date residence. Mizuki is curled up on the sofa. She looked like a small animal frightened by a predator. Alright. Well, I'm at my house for the first time. Music seems cute. Let's read the one appendix entry we have. Endorphins. Endogenous hormones. Endogenous morphine released in the brain. Relieves pain, calms nerves, and creates a feeling of euphoria totally unrelated to dolphins. Okay. Dopamine. One of the neurotransmitters present in the central nervous system, involved with pleasant feelings, motivation, and learning new information. Posterior pituitary gland. Pituitary gland is part of the endocrine system that hangs in the lower part of the brain, not to be confused with the anterior pituitary, primarily secretes oxytocin. Peptide hormone. A hormone with a peptide bond. A peptide bond is a bond that occurs when the carboxyl group of a molecule of COOH reacts with the amino group of another molecule, NH2, which creates water. Has nothing to do with energetic tides. I usually hate jokes like that, but that one was funny. Huh? Okay, well... That's the episode. Insane. Insane episode. Like... I didn't expect it to go this route whatsoever, but I mean... This guy's games always end up being smaller than I expect, and I don't mean that in a bad way at all. I mean it in a very, very, very good way. In that they're always paced really well, because I expect them to like take their time and go in a route of being like, oh, now we're gonna like do this and this and this, but then you just suddenly sometimes it's just like, oh no, it's time for an ending, bro. Like, you're getting ending time. And sometimes it's like, oh no, it's time to start the killing, bro. We're starting the killing time. And I'm like, look, man. There's a lot of other games I play where it's just like, the game is just decide, hey man, we're just gonna like have a nice chill day. That never happens in the Zero Escape games or the Somnium Files games. There's chill moments, sure, but very few and far between. Very good though, creates extreme feelings of tension. Very good comparison. I was trying to remember what game I could compare it to. Danganronpa, you know? Danganronpa very crucially has the Danganronpa very crucially takes place over multiple days, almost like a month, and has free days, a lot of days where nothing happens. They got free time events and stuff like that, and you go to sleep, you wake up, you live a normal life for most of the part. For most of the time. But all of the like the Zero Escape games and this game Not this game, because this game does take place over multiple days, but you don't ever get a sense of a domestic life whatsoever. It's always just action, 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 which, you know, is good. Both games have their own charm. Anyway, everybody, thank you very much for watching. That was an insane episode. Yeah, I look forward to playing more.